Hi everyone, I'm Dominic. This time I'm not going to make a video about how to change your dragon topic anymore, but going back to the Godzilla Kaiju. This time I will analyze the battle between two quite famous titans, Rodan and Mothra in Monsterverse. Okay, let them fight.
1. Mothra. Mothra, height 52 feet, 15.8 meters, wingspan 803 feet, 244.8 meters. Origins. Mothra is in a lineage of giant Asian moths who were worshipped as benevolent deities in the ancient past. According to Monarch, Mothra appears in Asian folklore and fairy tales from across the world. One painting depicts Mothra and Godzilla surrounded by human warriors locked in battle against King Ghidorah, suggesting that she fought alongside Godzilla against King Ghidorah in the ancient past. In 2009, Monarch discovered Mothra's egg in a temple dedicated to her in China Yunnan rainforest, the Temple of the Moth. Abilities. Flight. In her imago stage, Mothra has massive wings which make her capable of flight. Thermal vision. Mothra's larval form can sense thermal radiation. It is unknown if she possesses this sense in her imago form. Bioluminescence. Both Mothra's larval and imago forms can change color depending on her mood. When Mothra is angry or aggravated, she turns red, and whenever she's calm, she turns blue with traces of aqua green. In her imago stage, she becomes able to emit powerful bioluminescence rays known as God rays. God rays. Mothra can emit concentrated beams of beta wave bioluminescence from the portents on her wings. Mothra God rays are yellowish-white in color and are powerful enough to completely dispel storm clouds. While they produce blinding light, Mothra does not use her God rays offensively and seems to use them like a beacon to communicate with Godzilla and lead Monarch to him. Silk attack. Mothra's natural defensive ability is to spit silk at enemies. Unlike past incarnations of the character, she can use a silk attack even in her imago stage. The silk is shown to restrain humans with ease when she first hatches and is strong enough to restrain two of King Ghidorah's heads long enough for Godzilla to recover and attack him again. Claws. Mothra uses her mantis-like claw forelimbs in physical combat, and a single strike from them is enough to ward up Rodan. Meanwhile, she has enough time to repair her stinger. Stinger. Mothra possesses a swab-like stinger at the end of her abdomen that is powerful enough to punch a hole through Rodan's chest. While not lethal, this blow from Mothra's stinger was sufficient to immobilize and incapacitate Rodan for the remainder of her and Godzilla's battle against King Ghidorah. Presumably, her stinger also injects venom, though its properties are unknown. During a Godzilla King of the Monsters watch-along on Twitter, director Michael Dougherty joked that the stinger could double as an ovipositor. Symbiosis. Mothra possesses a symbiotic relationship with Godzilla, which manifests in several ways. For instance, the pattern on her wings is meant to mimic Godzilla's eyes. Mothra is able to communicate with Godzilla over long distances through sonar and uses this ability to guide Monarch to Godzilla so they can revive him. Most dramatically, upon her body destruction, Mothra's energy can enter Godzilla's body and provide him with a substantial increase in power. This manifests as Godzilla's skin becoming covered in glowing orange cracks and emitting intense heat, a state known as Burning Godzilla. In this state, Godzilla can perform his most powerful attack, which takes the form of a nuclear pulse shape like Mothra's wing that produces the sound of her roar. These nuclear pulses were what allowed Godzilla to finally destroy King Ghidorah. Psychic connection. Mothra has a psychic connection with a twin sister born into a generation of the Chain family. The twin statues flanking her egg in the Temple of the Moth indicate that this spawn is an Asian one. Godzilla King of the Monster, the official movie novelization, suggests that this link extends to Madison Russell, who has a vision of Mothra while lying unconscious in the ruins of her own house in Boston. Immortality. In line with past incarnations of the character, Mothra is effectively immortal due to her ability to asexually lay an egg from which she will be reborn following her death. This ability has allowed Mothra to survive as a lineage for eons. Each new Mothra born from an egg is not simply an offspring, but rather a true reincarnation that genetically inherits the memories of her ancestors. Mothra managed to lay an egg within the Unaren forest prior to joining Gisela in battle against King Ghidorah in Boston, ensuring her reincarnation following her death in the ensuing battle. Weaknesses. Though a surprisingly strong combatant, Mothra is shown to be considerably less durable than her contemporaries, as seen when her wings are severely burned by the magma dripping from Rodan's wing and when King Ghidorah disintegrated her with a point-blank blast of his gravity beams. Rodan, height 154 feet, 46.9 meters, wingspan 871 feet, 265.5 meters, weight 39,043 tons. Origins. Rodan's origins are unclear, but he is presumably an ancient creature due to being depicted in what appears to be an ancient cave painting. Similar exists of Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, suggesting Rodan either appeared alongside them in the past or is prophesied to appear alongside them in the future. According to Monarch, Rodan is spoken of in legends, with his name referenced within many ancient temples in volcanically active regions. In 1991, Rodan was discovered by Monarch in pyrostatics in a magma inside the Isla de Mara volcano in Mexico. Monarch knows that Rodan's body structure resembles that of Pteranodon, although he is far larger. Abilities. Supersonic flight. Rodan can fly at supersonic speed sufficient to outspeed and is highly agile while flying. Rodan is shown destroying several fighter jets, pursuing him by rolling while in flight and mashing them with his wings. When flying at top speed, Rodan's wings generate cyclonic dripstream that can level entire cities instantly by literally ripping structure out of the ground and into the air. Shock waves. Rodan produces destructive shock waves described by Monarch as cyclonic dripstream while flying at top speed, which can flatten buildings he passes over and launch debris such as vehicles and people into the air. Monarch scientists speculate the monster's wingspan is vast enough to level cities with this technique. Durability. Rodan has an extreme tolerance to heat and magma, having hibernated inside a volcano for at least several decades. He is also completely immune to conventional weaponry, such as gunfire or missile strikes. A layer of volcanic rock acts as armor plating for Rodan's wings. This volcanic rock also covers many parts of his body, giving him extra protection in combat. When Mothra strikes at Rodan's head with one of her claws, her attack failed to pierce his skin, although Rodan did seem visibly hurt by the blow. Rodan survived being completely impaled by Mothra's stinger, the attack only temporarily incapacitating him before he recovered virtually unharmed despite the gaping wound in his chest. However, he was quickly dispatched in battle by King Ghidorah, who used a single gravity beam as his finishing blow. Rodan has an internal combustion system of magma that flows throughout his body. The magma throughout his system can reach temperature up to 1,200 degrees Celsius. The magma leaks through the ends of his wings and was able to burn Mothra's wings. Physical capabilities. Rodan mainly uses his talents and big in combat. When in the midst of several fighter jets, he performed a barrel roll maneuver to match them with his wings. He was even able to briefly overtake King Ghidorah during their fight. Eruptions. As noted in Godzilla King of the Monster, the official movie novelization, Rodan can seemingly cause volcanoes to erupt just by merely flying over them. Analyzes the battle. Apparently, the match between Queen of the Monsters and the Fire Demon took place in the movie, but it was a 2 versus 2 battle, not a fair one-on-one match between them. Now let's try to analyze who has a higher chance of winning. Rodan is better at speed, size, stamina, endurance, and strength. Mothra has many powerful ways to defend and attack, such as shooting silk, stinging venom, In a movie, Mothra have been overwhelmed by Rodan most of the time. However, Mothra still hasn't used a silk attack with Rodan, so if they fight from the very beginning when they are full power, she will have more weapons to attack Rodan. Also, if Rodan gets a poison injection from Mothra, he will lose consciousness. Mothra could take this opportunity to beat Rodan up. However, Mothra's weak point is that she does not have an attack that is powerful enough to finish the opponent quickly. Rodan is an opponent with very impressive stamina. It can crush his opponent and burn them with his magma. The magma on Rodan's body can also help it escape the silk shot by Mothra. So in my opinion, the winning rate of Rodan will be higher than that of Mothra. Rodan's winning rate is 70% and Mothra is 30%. So my battle analysis is over. If you see it is interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, as well as suggest topics you want me to do under the comments. See you!